What if we've been completely wrong about what it takes to be healthy? What if I told you your daily workout isn't the thing that's going to make you healthy? Health isn't built in a gym, it's built in what we do with the other 23 hours of our day. What's mind blowing here is people who work out every single day can still be considered sedentary. Let that sink in. The biggest threat to your health right now isn't just what you eat, it's how long you sit. In fact, sedentary living has been called the new smoking. But what's even more shocking, even the fittest people in the world are still at risk. Let's take this a step deeper because this is where people get confused. We can look healthy on the outside and still be at risk on the inside. There are people who work out consistently, eat clean, who look strong, lean, and fit, and they still experience heart attacks, metabolic issues, and serious health complications. Why? Because health is not built in 1 hour a day, it's built across your entire day. Research has shown something called active couch potato syndrome. This is someone who meets the guidelines for exercise but still spends the majority of their day sitting. And what they found is this: even with regular workouts, prolonged sitting is still associated with increased cardiovascular risk, poor blood sugar regulation, reduced circulation, higher inflammation markers. In other words, you can check the fitness box and still miss the health piece. Because we have to stop and realize something here. Our health guidelines are something that we have been sold. If I look fit, I must be healthy. But that's not always true. Big muscles don't automatically mean a healthy heart. Eating clean doesn't automatically mean your systems are functioning optimally. Because your body doesn't measure health by appearance, it measures it by function. Longevity isn't built in the gym, it's built in your daily patterns. It's in how often you move, how often your blood is flowing, how often your muscles are activated. It's in the small, repeated signals you send your body all day long. Much of our fitness culture has been taught to look on the external, but we don't just need to look healthy, we need to live healthy. If you want proof of this, you don't have to guess. We can look at people who are already doing it. The longest living populations in the world, known as blue zones. Places like Okinawa, Sardinia, Nicoya Peninsula have some of the highest rates of living people living past 100. And here's what's fascinating: they're not working out. They're not doing intense gym sessions. They're not chasing burned calories. These populations simply move all day long. Research from organizations like National Geographic Society and longevity studies led by Dan Buettner have found consistent patterns such as they walk regularly, they garden, they stand, bend, carry, and shift weight naturally. Their environment requires movement. There's no start and stop to movement. It's just simply built into their lifestyle. Much And to me, that is such an exciting point. The people who live the longest with the lowest rates of chronic disease aren't relying on one workout a day. They're living in a constant state of gentle, consistent movement. They don't exercise for health, their lifestyle creates it. We've been taught to believe that if we get in a workout, we've done our part. We've checked the box. We feel accomplished. But what about the other 23 hours of our day? Because here's the truth no one is talking about. Setting isn't neutral. It's not just rest. It's a signal that tells your body to slow down, to store, to conserve, to shut things off. And over time, that adds up. Low energy, brain fog, stubborn weight, feeling unmotivated for no clear reason. And it's easy to blame yourself, but this isn't laziness. This is simply biology. And research has shown that prolonged sitting is directly linked to increased risk of heart disease, metabolic dysfunction, poor circulation, and even a shorter lifespan. But here's the part that stops people in their tracks. Even people who work out daily still face these risks if they spend most of their day sitting. Meaning this, you can't out-exercise a sedentary lifestyle. Your body doesn't care what you did for 30 minutes this morning if the rest of the day you're telling it a completely different story. Because your muscles, they're not just for movement, they're metabolic engines. When they're inactive, everything slows down. This is where we need a shift. Because the phrase working out, for a lot of people, it creates resistance. It feels like pressure, like something you have to schedule, push through, or even dread. But here is the great news that I'm excited to share with you all. Health was never meant to come from one intense moment in your day. It was meant to come from how you live your life. Your body thrives on frequency, not intensity. Small movements done consistently throughout the day can completely shift your internal systems. This is what I call microdosing movement. Not an hour-long workout, not pushing to exhaustion, simply intentional movement done over and over again throughout the day. Because movement isn't just about burning calories, it's about communication. Every time you move, you're telling your body, we're active, we're safe, we need some energy, we need some flow in here. And your body responds accordingly. Better circulation, more stable energy, improved metabolic function, supporting the lymphatic system. It relies on movement. If you've been blaming yourself, feeling like something is wrong with you, it could simply be that your body isn't getting the movement it needs to function properly. And something as gentle as bouncing can activate all this without stress, without overwhelm. Studies show that simply breaking up sitting every 30 to 60 minutes can significantly improve blood sugar levels and overall health. Not intense workouts, just moving. Light activity throughout the day has been shown to be more impactful than one single workout followed by hours of sitting. Because every time you move, you're turning your body back on. So, what does this actually look like? It's simpler than you may think. A couple minutes of movement between tasks, a quick bounce session here or there, these small moments, they add up in a powerful way. This simple approach is how we increase longevity and vitality in our life. This is how we break free from sedentary living. Not through intensity, but through consistency. Now, hear me out. I'm not saying skip your workouts. I'm not saying you don't ever need to have an intense session. Those have their place and they can be powerful. But what we need more now than ever is to move away from this checklist mentality where we think, I worked out, I'm done, because health doesn't work like that. This isn't about checking a box. It's about how we live our life every day. A quick bounce session between tasks, a reset in the middle of our day, a way to turn your body back on again and again. This is how movement becomes a lifestyle. And for most of us, that is really exciting news. Nothing complicated and nothing overwhelming, just consistency. If you're dealing with fatigue or autoimmune diseases or just not feeling your best, ask yourself this: how much am I actually moving throughout my day? And this is exactly why I started looking at rebounding differently, not just a workout tool, but as a way to bring powerful movement back into everyone's day-to-day life. Because here's what I realized: most people don't need something harder, they need something simpler, something that actually they want to use over and over again. But what really changed everything for me was what it was doing internally. Every bounce creates a unique gravitational load, a cycle of acceleration, deceleration, and weightlessness that your body has to respond to. And that response is stimulating your cells, is challenging your muscles, is improving circulation, and of course, supporting that lymphatic flow. And then there's the nervous system. Gentle rhythmic movement like bouncing has been shown to help regulate the nervous system, shifting your body out of stress mode and into a more balanced, responsive state. And when your body feels safe, you want to move more. Your energy increases, your motivation returns, your body starts working with you, not against you. This is why I am so passionate about rebounding. The rebounder takes something that feels complicated, our health, consistency, energy, and makes it simple again. And simplicity is powerful. It's time to stop overcomplicating our health. It's time to stop relying on one perfect workout and start building a lifestyle of movement. Because small sessions done consistently can completely change how you feel in your body. Remember, lack of movement creates an internal environment where energy drops, circulation slows, the lymphatic gets sluggish, and your body struggles to keep up. And over time, that shows up as symptoms. And I chose this format of video to show you exactly what I mean. What you're watching right now is actually one of the bounce sessions from my 7-day lymphatic reset. So if you found this helpful, if you like what you see, just imagine what a full week of this can do. I'll link it below if you want to go deeper and start experiencing this for yourself. This is exactly why I do what I do, to help bring simplicity back to health. Be honest with me. Do you feel like you've been stuck in that checklist mindset? I'd love to hear what you have to say. Thanks for watching today, guys. I hope this was helpful. And like always, when in doubt, bounce it out.